I'm here with Neil Morris. Neil, it went quite well tonight. The news of Brett Cloutier's signing went down quite well.
Yeah, I think the fans like Brett. I think Brett's a good signing for us. I think we need somebody out there to tidy things up when it gets a bit messy, don't we? And Brett's a good person to be doing that for us.
We also signed Casey Timmons this week, and Tony Hans just said tonight that dropping hints on some more players being signed in the near future. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think bringing the Chief back is good. I think he's a really good auxiliary player. He plays up and down the wing for us. He's very versatile. I know Tony's welcomed him back in a new role, I believe. I'm not quite sure exactly what that's going to be, but we'll see how that unravels in the next couple of weeks. And I think the new signings that Tony's talked about tonight, Tony and I are very excited about it. You know, we quietly think once we get the contract back, we might have the best goalkeeper in the league, which could be absolutely excellent. And as you know, there's talk of us bringing in a really good forward. So I think, you know, if we've got some firepower at the front, fairly solid defence, which I believe the boys that have already been picked are going to do a great job there, and a good goalkeeper with Aaron Fox, local boy, backing us up in backup keeper position, then I think we should be a good team this season.
Andy Costigan talked earlier on about the commercial side of things, talking about the Phoenix Lottery, Phoenix Raffles and that kind of thing. Is there a message from the commercial side of the office you'd like to give?
Well, yeah, I think one of the things we're trying to do, which we spoke about tonight, and I know people find this bit boring, but it's the fact that we've spent the last 5 years, along with the support we've actually got, worrying about whether we're actually ever going to play next season and how we're going to play and where we're going to play. And I don't think we've really had time to get our feet on the ground and make this a good, strong commercial club as Manchester was in the past, as you well know, and most of these fans know. So I think what we're doing now is we're concentrating on building the commerciality up again. And, if we can get our strong support, to actually buy a pound raffle ticket a week on the chance of a pound lottery ticket a week on the chance of being able to win £10,000 a day, then I think that's great for the fans and it helps the club because we get 38 pence out of every time that's done. There was some feedback given to us about the auction of shirts, which we've taken on board. Last year people said that the shirts got auctioned to the same 10 people all season long, and it was really, really unfair. So we've come up with a scheme called Money Can't Buy It, which is a raffle scheme on the actual site itself, where you buy a raffle ticket. At the moment, I think there's Maline's shirt is up there, his game-worn shirt, I think Mangos is, I think Battaglia, I think there's a couple up there at the moment, and they're all there for a £2 raffle ticket. Now there's some memorabilia and some other bits and pieces, so hopefully we can interest enough people, but it's just getting the fans really to sort of spend a pound or so a week with the club to try and help us become commercial again, while giving them something back that makes it interesting for them, rather than ending up like one of the clubs did this year, having to go round at the end of the season trying to collect money, and we've been there ourselves. It's not a nice place to be. So yeah, come on, let's get on board, let's support this club, let's make it strong, let's make it powerful, and let's go forward and be a fantastic, exciting club once again in Manchester.
We played the first half of the season on the road, then we got into our own barn, and the reports tonight say that we're going to be having our seating going in hopefully by the start of the new season. How important is it to have a barn that is completed and is our home?
I think it's important, but I don't want to decry what we achieved last season as well. I had some great times in there with 1,500 seats and 1,600 screaming lunatics, which I think was our best game, and it was exciting. It was home, and I think, let's be honest, just having a home is a big start. I think putting the extra seats in is a nicety. I think it makes it finished. It makes it a bit more professional. But you know what? I think just having our home and sharing it with the people that have been on this trip for the last sort of 5-6 years, I think it's a great thing.
We've signed Tony Hand again. He's now going to be icing for us. There was speculation a while back that he was hanging up the skates, but it turns out that was only on the international stage. How important is it to have a leader like Tony back out on the ice?
I think having Tony as a player is still very, very important. I think, obviously Tony's not going to play forever, you know that. This could be his last season. It's very likely to be his last season, but I think to still see Tony play, I think he's still exciting. I think he's still one of the best, if not the best, British player on the ice. I think his vision is fantastic, and when he asked for my vote, I said I'd really like to see him play at least another season. So we've brought in a new bench coach, as you heard tonight, who's been assistant coach at 4 or 5 other clubs before us. He's going to become our assistant coach, which I think will take a little bit of weight off from Tony. Hopefully we'll get to see those great hands that the man possesses, hey?
Tony took us almost all the way to the playoff finals weekend. We got cruelly robbed in the second game of the tie against Cardiff. How did that make you feel?
It was a cruel night. I can't argue with that. It was a night where I believed at one point we were going to go through. I think the guys played particularly well. It was fairly emotional because of what we'd all been through in the previous sort of 6 months running up to it. It was very, very close. We chatted earlier on today. We've had a long business meeting about where the club's going and what we're doing. And I spoke to Tony. I said, "Well, go on. What's the bottom line? Do you think we're going to have as good a team as last year?" And he sat there and he went, "I think we're going to have a better team. And if we're going to have a better team, I think we're going to play better hockey." So for me, I'm expecting us to get to the playoffs.
So we're hoping for some silverware this coming season.
I don't know where we'll get silverware, in our second season back. But you know what? If we can play some good hockey and can be in the top half of the table and make it through to the playoffs, I'll be happy enough with that. And the only thing I was going to add, by the way, is if we can play the sort of hockey we played last season, which was exciting and vibrant and just colourful, I just think everybody came along and had a great time. If we can do that sort of thing again and repeat the process and maybe make it better, then I think we've swam the channel.
So if we make it work on the ice, we're going to make it work off the ice as well. You mentioned earlier on that we're hoping to get some plasma screens in and turn the whole match night entertainment into something to be proud of. How vital a role is that within getting people in through the door?
I'm a great believer about match night entertainment, and obviously you've got the new role as match night director, so you'd know. I was a little taken aback when you gave me the sort of budgets of over £50,000 for new equipment. This is all money the club's got to raise. This is why we're trying to be commercial. We're trying to buy into, as you heard tonight, university courses for players, trying to attract better players. We're trying to do better housing. We're trying to put a better match night presentation together, which gives the whole experience that warmth. I think it's important for us to grow this club. There's a lot of people who sit there and say, "Well, I just want to watch the hockey." But I think if we're going to bring new people in and they're going to have a great time and we're going to make this back into a big family club again, I think it's important.
So you'd like to see next season the Altrincham Ice Dome, wall-to-wall, sold-out signs on the doors, full of supporters?
I'd like that anyway, that, but I think that would be wonderful, and I think if we can all go towards that together, I think that would be a great achievement.
Neil Morris, thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.